Hey Max, how you doing, man?
Did you see me?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see you, bro. That's fine. Hey
yeah,
Max, how you doing?
it's good or not?
It's fine.
It's good,
You
bro.
Okay,
perfect.
okay, okay.
So Max, we finally get to talk to you, man. That's going to be great.
Yeah, sorry, it's been kind of a wild time in New York here for a second.
That's okay, man. Wild times are good. I was just explaining to Trevor and to Ro that we're going to come on. It's a very casual conversation. First of all, we're honored that you spend time and give us your time to do this. We're going to talk about you guys, talk about your film, next projects, blah blah blah. Okay. So we're going to bounce off here for 20 seconds and we're going to go live. Okay.
Okay.
Keep faking. I don't have anything sound wise. Hi, everybody. My name is Scott Hilly, independent film director and president of the ECU Film Festival Group, which encompasses four film festivals: the ECU, the European Independent Film Festival, the All Asian Independent Film Festival, the All Americas Film Festival, and the All African Film Festival. So we're here today for another ECU Friday Live, where we're going to be welcoming three filmmakers and two filmmakers and a screenwriter to talk about them and their work and the fact that they competed in ECU 2025. Before we do that, if you don't mind, if you could just humor me, we're going to have a little playback about what we did at ECU 2025, a little recap of the festival here in Paris.
In the cinematography. I'm Simena, I'm the cinematographer of Abyss.
Good afternoon. My name is James Coney, and I was the director of Dark Words.
So I made I Only Like You last time you see. I feel truly honored to be here.
Well, Steph Rushton.
See Masterverse Publishing, does it frighten you?
It did change the way to edit. We have a lot of work in the edit room.
Be prepared. Trust yourself and to keep going.
Yeah, organization is key.
Believe in yourself. Just go for it.
If your gender advantage,
Be loud.
And the nominees are
Rebecca Calder is, as if anyone has seen Broken Bird, the most phenomenal actress.
I am Joanne Mitchell and I'm the director of Broken Bird, and I'm here to take the award for Rebecca Calder.
and the winner is Asrar.
Thank you guys, and it's my pleasure to be here. I'm so honored and so happy, and so I'm speechless. If you want the truth, it's speechless for everything that's happened. For me to be here is my award.
So there you go, a small recap of what happened at ECU 2025. It was a nice thing to be involved in, and for you guys, Max and Trevor and Ro, the fact that you contributed means a great deal to us. I'm going to start with Ro because, out of everything that we do, you can't make a good film unless you have a good script. That's just primordial. That's what happens. Ro, tell us a little bit about your script, Eyes of Refuge or Refugee. Tell me a little bit about that and how you came about to write it, because it's never easy to write a script. And tell me a little bit about the genesis of your script.
Yeah. I think this is a big problem for the world, I think. For that, because I also I was born in the Middle East. I saw a lot of things about war, about the others' identity, because they forced to go away from their land, and that's not good for them who they live their living their city or their country, but some problems forced to go away their land, and this idea like that, because because we don't know how to living in this world or in this life, but about some problems, some something like a war, like like another things. Also, for that we are all like living like a refuge. For that, I want to writing about this story. After that, like a political things, I can say, I would say our things started for speech from some political man, but that's not easy to understand. For that, I want to focusing a real life, like a family, about a family. I want to focusing about this family, why they need to go foreign country, they need to go other country. I want to understand it with two eyes, and I want to see with two eyes and recording with two eyes, just uh, like that.
Okay, Ro, I'm going to come back to you shortly to talk more about whether we need pain in our life to write a good screenplay, because a lot of that happens. But I'm going to move to Trevor quickly, because I know Trevor has a bit of a hard out with us today. Trevor, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll move on to your film.
Hi guys. My name is Trevor Murphy. I'm an Irish filmmaker, actor, currently based in London, and I've been in the industry for over 20 years now. And and my film is this short film was the film that's been in my head for like 10 years before I made it.
So it took you 10 years to get a girl in a coffin. I like that.
Yeah.
I think one thing I loved about your film, Trevor, was there's a lot of subtlety to this. And you and I have talked already about how you made this film, but can you tell us a little bit, just briefly, because I know you have an out here, but tell us a little bit briefly about how you came up, not how you came up with the story, but how you filmed it, because it's exceptionally well done.
Yeah, I had the idea of just a wake, an Irish wake, a specific Catholic Irish wake. That I was an older boy when I was a kid, so I used to experience this a lot, and it's such an strange experience. So I thought, why don't I film it just looking at a dead person? And my good friend and producer Q said, that's such a great idea. You got to do that. And it was an instinct just to do one shot and just stay on the dead body, because I think in life we kind of we avoid that. We don't want to see the dead body. We kind of, we go to wake and we're drinking, we're talking to other people, but we don't want to see it. And I think that's why I wanted to kind of make it like make the audience either feel a bit uncomfortable or feel like, oh my God, that's or as if we're all going to end up like that one day, just not moving, dead, and we can't do anything about it while everyone else is around us. So that was the kind of the why I wanted to shoot it. So we had a bit of we had a rig set up, and I thought I did go into him probably 2 days before the shoot. I thought, is this crazy? Should I shoot looking at the people looking into the coffin? And my producer said, no, just stay with this vision. But
I mean, I found it fabulous. Oh, I found it fabulous, and I think that the subtlety and the intelligence behind it. I've been to many a wake as well, but maybe not the Irish ones, but it was very interesting the way that independent filmmakers make their films is the fact that people talk about them. People around my table, my clever young things, talked about your film today, and they talked about how they would like to have ended it. Rodrigo, the festival manager, is like, well, I wanted her to open her eyes. I wanted to, I mean, because that's the ultimate, I think, the compliment, the fact that they talked about your film afterwards and they had opinions on it and stuff like that. We loved it. We loved it, and the fact that it won an award at ECU is a big thing for us, and hopefully it will be for you. I'm going to come back to you again shortly. I just want to introduce Max. Max, you break a lot of legs in your film, young man. Tell us how your film came about. Well, no, tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll talk about how the film came about.
Sure. So I'm a writer-director based in New York City, but I grew up in Southern California. And yeah, the film came about in kind of a almost haphazard way where I was going to do another film as part of my thesis portfolio at Columbia University, and the film I wanted to do, they were just like, we'll never give you grant money for it. It's not going to happen. So I kind of just was like, God, what am I going to do now? I can't be stuck here for 6 years. So I went to my friend, Madeline Cash. She's a really brilliant novelist. I'm going to give her a shameless plug. Her first novel, Lost Lambs, is out February on Farrar, Straus, Giroux. And I just said, hey, I have some money. I couldn't get the rest for this other film. Do you have anything that I could work with? And she had written just this little paragraph that was just the voiceover in the film. And it was all set in Florida. And I was like, okay, there's something here, but I couldn't connect with just what she had given me. And I had spent a lot of time in the Midwest and rural Indiana and Kentucky, and that was kind of my way in. And she kind of gave me the gift of that beauty queens pageant. And then I just situated it to where it made sense for my family and my upbringing.
It's a fabulous story, and very rarely will you have me cover my eyes in a thing. So there was also one that was subtle, very well told, but there was also a shock value to this. Was the shock value always there?
I guess, yeah. I knew that we had to see the shattered leg. It just didn't feel like one of those things where you can cut away and anyone would feel like we earned that. In the production, I was nervous that it wasn't going to look right. When you're doing prosthetics on a low budget, there's always a fear that this could turn out really bad and we don't have anywhere else to go. But Kat Volker, who did all of our set makeup, did an incredible job. And I think once we saw it in the monitor, we were like, yeah, this has to be here and we have to shoot more of it than we thought.
Am I mistaken? But I think you shot this in film, no?
No, we shot it digitally.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just really good film emulation now.
I'm a film guy, so I grew up with it. But I mean, it looks spectacular, and I think for me it was what we do here at ECU is we don't have genre. We're not a festival that does genre, because I've been kept out of many film festivals because of genre. We only deal with good stories well told, and your story was a good story well told, right? And I congratulate you. And I also went to Columbia University a million years ago, so
Thank you.
yeah, no, it was great. And I again, we're going to do a quick whiz around, because I want to come back to you to find out, because apparently you're working on a feature film called Eating the Ocean, which also sounds rather intriguing. So I want to find out more about that. But I do want to go back to Ro, about his screenplay, because again, screenplays are the basis of what we do, and unless you have a good screenplay, you're not going to have a good film. Ro, what is your writing process? You come up with an idea and you sit down and you bang your head against the desk to make it work, or does it come easy to you? Does it come hard to you? How do you work writing a screenplay?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Just I know that I am a writer. Also, I am drawer. I think I need to find some subject. I can't say like that, but I found some subject for about how to living in this world. For that, I need to write, I draw, or I want to make a film. Can I say like this? Because this Middle East is a big area to write something, to draw something, to make a movie. For that, when I want to look around me, I can say a lot of subject to write, to draw, also, and make a film. But refugees is very important problem for the world. I need to make this film for understanding about a family like that. I can explain like that.
Well, Ro, I'm gonna say something. What's happened here at ECU many times, and many times actually now, at least, well, I'll say many times, but at least 4 or 5 times, films that have won the film script category have gone on to compete at the European Independent Film Festival, and I wait with impatience for you to go and make this film, because I want to see it. I've read it, but now I want to see it. And and if anybody ever can tell me that it is easy to make a film, I will call you a liar, because it's not easy to make a film. But on yours right now, you have a very good script, and without a very good script, you can't make a film. So I applaud your work. I love the fact that you've done. I've spent a lot of time in the Middle East. I know the stories that are there, and it's the cradle of civilization. If we were to go back into that, there's a lot of stories there, a lot of hard stories, but also I think that I've been welcomed into people's houses much more. There's been much more hospitality offered to me in the Middle East than anywhere else in the world. So I think the difficult things, the beautiful hospitality, and the fear and the loss, but the wins and the humanity are what makes the Middle East that special place. So please go forth, make this damn film, and make sure that we get to see it, because all of you, you're all alumni now, and we will chase you, and we will follow you, and we'll beg you to see your future works. So Ro, go forth and progress, young man, but make that damn film. Okay? Good. I'm going to go back to my romantic comedy in Ireland. Trevor, tell me a little bit about this, because from what I understand with it, there was a certain amount of ad lib and impro in your thing. You didn't work on a script line by line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a reading with the actors, and I said, if there's any lines that don't feel right, your character wants to say differently. And then towards the last take, I just said improvise, guys. And I'm a big fan of improv because I think the actor will just is going to be so kind of on instinct that they're going to react. We had a few kids in the film as well, so they're going to react off the kids, and some of the one-liners that came out were just, I never wrote them. They were just came out from the actor. So I am a big fan of that, especially if it's just modern day acting. It's not classical Shakespeare, So yeah, and they don't, like, when they improvise, it's not that they change a whole story. It's just that they say something differently, or a little, like, a few of that, a bit of like the odd swear, just adds the naturalism, I think. Yeah.
It's so funny. I'm not very clever, but I've read a lot of clever books, but I've also made a lot of films. And for my very first 35mm short film, I insisted that the actress say the words that I'd written. And I insisted and I insisted and I insisted. And it was the stupidest thing that I could have ever done. And I learned a big lesson from that. It's just like, some people can say things and some people can't. And I've learned that now about, I'll get what I want, the way that I want it, but then I'm going to throw it back to you. How can you do this better than what I've written? And I think that takes a certain amount of confidence as a director. I was as young as I could be, a young director going, I wrote this, damn it, you will read this, And it was a stupid mistake. And I think that what you said should resonate with the people watching this and the clever young things here at ECU. Do what you think is good, but there's always a chance that they're going to make it better. And it takes a certain amount of confidence. I mean, I think you agree with that. It takes confidence to say that because you think that every word you've written is holy.
Yeah. And also takes confidence for the actor. Even if I say, if you forget a line, your character just doesn't know what to say in that moment.
Exactly. I mean, I live on that, because it's natural. And I mean, I've seen very good actors go through and pretend they've lost something and whatever, just to appear lost. But when they appear lost, but they can pick it up, you win. I'm there.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to go to you, bail when you need to. I'm going to talk to Max, but I want to come back and I want to listen to you guys about your next projects. Max, just very quickly, your script, you said you came to it from a sort of like a paragraph written and stuff like that. How did you progress from that?
Yeah. So what was on the page was essentially just the voiceover that's in the film. And it set the tone beautifully. Like, I already knew what the, sort of the weight of the air, like how thick and how hot, like, the film should feel. So really it was about building out the scenes and like giving these characters life. It's all interior thought in a short story in prose. So it was like, how do we translate that to a watchable film? And it really like started with kind of like the sets and the worlds. Like, if you drive through the Rust Belt of America, which we did for our location scouting, we just sort of started knocking on doors, and there's people just kind of have junk in their yards and like very specific ways. Like, it differs house to house, and that's sort of how these characters like kind of came to me. Like, they're sort of people that I knew in one way or another. Like, the women who never got out of town, the two sisters who always stayed there. Like, it's sort of a, every small town in America has that. And yeah, we pretty much didn't change the voiceover from the short story. That's almost the entire story is in there. We added some stuff here or there, but it was really just building out the scenes and the characters. And then in the script, it wasn't clear how she broke her leg. So the whole thing with the croquet mallet and all of that, we also had to come up with. So yeah, it just really, I don't know, it kind of fell into place in a really easy way. It was not a difficult script to come up with.
I think the way that you say that comes across on screen, because the authenticity of your film is very authentic. and a lot of people pay a lot of money to make that. But obviously, you did that by traveling around and doing your thing. But on a technical side, because a lot of people like to hear about the technical side, how long did it take you to shoot the film?
So we shot it in 3 days, but really we were only rolling cameras for 2.5. We only had like one big company move. But I don't like shooting coverage. I kind of don't think it makes for the best films. But I also knew we weren't going to have time to do it anyway. We had this farm for 3 days. Everybody lived on the farm. And we had, tents in the backyard. It was it felt a little less professional than maybe it should have. But from like the minute we got to the farm to the minute we left, we were shooting.
That's the way to do it, man, because that's the way to do it. I mean, basically all the indie films that I've done, I move everybody into one place, I cook for them, we live it. And I think that adds a certain amount of intimacy between the actors and actresses as well. I think that helps. It's amazing that you did in such short time. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm going to I will come back to you very shortly just to find out your next project. But I'm going to go to Ro. Ro, I know I'm pushing you because I want to see your film. Are you the type of person that sort of finishes a project and then like a script and then goes and makes the film, or are you working on something else now?
Yeah, I think I have two projects now. I will send you. I sent you maybe when the shippers die. Before I want to finish this project. It's between September and December. Really, I also work on this project and drawing and character design and also background. Now I need to some sporting to shoot this movie. For that, I applied this project for some place, some film form, also culture minister. No, I need to co-producer also. For that, I have a program to finish till December, because I am already to make this film now.
Well, I want to see the damn thing, young man. So make it, okay? Well, I'm hoping that by winning an award at ECU, it's going to help you to do that, because that has happened before. So, congratulations! I can't wait to see the film come through here in the next couple of years. Okay.
Thank you so much.
And you're part of us now, so you'll be helping us judge the next version of ECU, by the way. And I say that to Trevor and Max as well. But I'm going to come to you, Trevor. Trevor, apart from the fact that I'm killing somebody and putting them into a coffin, what's your next project?
For me? Okay.
I wrote a feature based on the short, actually. So, and there's the characters from the short are kind of the lead in the feature film, and it's one character is about the funeral director, and he's a kind of a very what's the word? Just misanthrope. He doesn't believe in God, but he's dealing with dead bodies all the time. And so something happens to him where he starts to kind of get a crisis of faith, but he starts to think, oh my God, maybe there is something. And then the other character is an old woman who just thinks the new priest is contaminating the church, the new liberal priest, and she can't stand him. She wants to get rid of him. And it's all set in an Irish village, so it's all, I wrote it. I've just finished draft 2 of the feature. My dream would be to get funding for this.
Good. It sounds amazing, man. I mean, and anything we can do to help you get exposure on your previous film and this, let's do it. And I'll come over and shoot your film anytime that you want. Particularly those Irish romantic comedies. That's got me all the time. So.
Okay. Hope you like the dark comedy as well. It gets.
The Irish comedies are always a little bit dark for me.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Good for you. And we loved your film. And again, when the ECU staff start talking about people's films, I love it. So it's great. Max, I'm going to come to you very quickly, and I'm going to open it up to Rodrigo. Max, what are you working on next? I know that we've just finished this, but what are you working on next?
Yeah, I actually have one more short film that I got funding for that I'm shooting also in Kentucky in August. But the feature I'm doing is about a very overweight 16-year-old boy who sort of finds himself with unrequited feelings for both his male and female best friends as they're in high school. And as his sort of unrequited love gets worse and worse, his compulsive eating starts to spiral out of control. And his mother is involved in a Herbalife-esque sort of multi-level marketing supplement scheme. And she becomes convinced that she's unsuccessful because she has a fat son. So starts trying to kind of use her own snake oil on him. And eventually that all comes to a head.
Snake Oil Incorporated. I love it already.
Yeah, it's a very American thing.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna hand you off to Rodrigo, who makes this everything good and right. He's got some questions to ask you guys. So Rodrigo, all yours.
Perfect. So thank you very much for joining us today, first of all. The first question comes from Emmanuel and it's for Trevor.
Thank you for being here.
I cannot hear you.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Sorry about that. Thank you for being here. I had a question that I'm probably not the first to ask and maybe won't be the last, but I wanted to know how many takes it took to shoot in my beginning with my aunt.
I think it was 7 takes, and I think we used a 4th one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
The next question comes from Federico.
Hey, good afternoon, Trevor. You said that it took 10 years from the first time you thought about the movie until doing it. What was the hardest part of putting your idea onto the paper?
I actually wrote the script in one afternoon. I was in my mind for maybe 5 years, and then I was just sitting and says, just write it. And writing it was kind of like doing an improv in my head. And I think the hardest is just saying, just sit and do it, write it. And then when I finished writing it, it wasn't I wrote it and was like, oh my God, that kind of works. And then I rewrote it a few times and then shared it with friends, and they were like, oh my God, you got to make this film. So it was 5 years of procrastination. That the hardest was that. So my advice is just sit down and write.
Great. Do you have a background in acting or improv?
Yeah, I'm an actor as well. I'm a professional actor, and as I was telling Scott, I'm a huge fan of improv. Not like, oh, let's create some funny things. It's more like I don't know if you know about Scorsese. 20% of the dialogue in his films is improv, because he tells the actors, like, if you feel you want to say it differently to make it more natural. So and also acting is reacting. If something happens in the scene that's not on the script, the actor should react to that and say, they might say something or they might do something differently. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Our next question comes from Aliana.
Hello, I have a question for Ro. You said that you're from the Middle East, as the story in your script. So I was wondering, when you're making a story like that with such a personal topic, do you have problems separating your own feelings and how your personal experience influences the script?
Of course, of course. I have a lot of experience, but also I am living with 16 characters in my mind. And also I have a story in my mind about that. For that, I need to write something. I need to draw. Also, I need to move some things. I started like that. I want to finish this project, but 2 eyes is important for me. I want to learning with 2 eyes, not saying, not talking. For that, this project is it will be important for me to when I can understand me myself with others person in their person's eye, and that for that this project I want to really work and to should also make this project like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And our last question comes from Marie.
Yes, hi. So I have a question for Max. I mean, compared to Trevor and Ro, your experience, your film wasn't necessarily based on your experience, and the script wasn't yours. So how do you appropriate yourself that script and truly like make it stand out to you? I mean, compared to another.
Yeah, I guess it's an interesting thing to think about. I feel like you always, or I can only speak for myself, but I always situate each character like as me. I feel like every character in a script is in one way or another, like you as the writer. So when I kind of took the short story off of sort of the page, I was able to see like both characters and how the younger daughter and the older daughter like believe in this sort of like escape. Like it's a very universal thing to like kind of grow up in circumstances that are beyond your control, and on one side kind of succumb to it and have this sort of existential nihilism, and then on the other side to live in a fantasy world. Like both of those were very accessible to me. In terms of like translating that, I think you just put a lot of trust in your actors, and like they have to make those parts as much theirs as they are yours. And Betsy and Gigi both, you know, they like rode together in every van or car wherever we were going. I just wanted them to spend as much time together as possible, and by the time we were shooting, I think they really had their own relationship that informed the characters as sisters as much as anything I could have done.
Clever.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We go back to you, Scott.
That was very clever.
Your microphone is closed.
That's very clever, what I just heard, because I think that's the crux of it all, is just getting your actors and actresses to actually live that, to put it into their skins and to breathe. So I'm very, very, very happy that you guys have joined us here today. Again, you're all part of ECU alumni now, and that means a little bit of work, because Rodrigo will be reaching out to you soon to help us judge the next official selection of ECU, because we're very much a community here. Now you guys have been part of us, and we will grab a piece of your skin and ride on it as long as we can, because what you guys do is amazing, telling stories. Ro, the fact that you've got something inside you that you can't stop and you have to write and draw, I think that's independent filmmaking, independent film story, as much as anyone can say. I feel exactly the same, as I'm sure Trevor and Max do as well. I can't wait to see the rest of your films as they go down. Again, you're part of us now. But here at ECU, the ECU Film Festival Group, we're concentrating a lot on our next adventure, which is the All Americas Independent Film Festival. That's America's AS apostrophe. We go from Canada all the way down to Terra del Fuego. Again, we're just trying to make the world a little bit better, one independent film at a time. On the 15th, 16th and 17th of August, we'll be in Mexico City, Rodrigo's hometown, to screen a selection of the best independent films from the Americas. Let's have a little look at the promo. So that's where we'll be in about 8 weeks' time. So, Max, it's not far from your hometown, young man, or homeland. So if you get the possibility to come on down, we'd be very happy to see you. I think we're going to wrap this up now. I'd like to thank you very much for your films, for your creativity, for the fact that you can just like go and do things and don't give a damn except tell a good story. So we applaud you here at ECU. I'd like to thank the ECU team, Rodrigo, the man that brings the power night after night and day after day. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we'll see you on the other side.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah.
Thanks.